Welcome everybody back to Black Unicorn Academy. We're going to go ahead and talk about investing in Ghana. Our focus is going to be real estate investment. Let's get right into it. So, when you're thinking of coming to Ghana and you're thinking of, how can I make my money stretch, or what can I put my money in to get a return on my investment? One of the ways is to simply come in and purchase property that's already completed and rent that property out. That's easy, it can happen anywhere in the world. Another good way to do this here in Ghana would be to purchase homes that have started construction but have not been completed. And when I talk about these type of homes, I'm showing you now some of the examples I mean. These are homes that either the foundation has been poured and created for the home, or they put up the walls, the physical outline of the structure and the foundation, but it's a shell, a complete and total brick shell. And the owners of that land need money, so they want to sell the property. And when you are working with these homeowners, you have to make sure that they have the ability to sell the land when it comes to you trying to purchase land and homes. But this particular way of investing is very beneficial, especially if you are someone that has disposable income, or you're someone that's part of a collective. That means a group of you came together, maybe 3 or 4 people, maybe even a bit more, to purchase the land and to build up that house, meaning to fix that house, or to turn that house shell into a actual multi-unit. So let's say 2-3 units going up, which they call here a story building. So if you have kind of like several story building, they call it a story building here. So if you have a story building, that means you can house multiple families. And there is a huge gap in affordable housing here. So it's an opportunity not only to make money, but you also can help the community, especially if you decide to have a multi-unit and you're renting out a larger unit that's, let's say, have all the bells and whistles at a higher dollar rate, and then you have a second unit on that same property that may not have all the fancy finishing, but is a very nice unit indeed, and you're renting it at the local CD price for those who are working who can afford it at the CD price. Because remember, everyone has to pay you your rent here a year in advance or more. So they have to have time to save that money. But if you allow someone who can afford the dollar rent to pay in your unit, you allow someone who can pay the CD rent to pay in your unit, you're offering affordable housing in the very non-traditional format here in Africa. Now think about this format that I'm telling you. All this format is that I'm telling you is basically how Section 8 works in the US. You can have really good families inside of homes that are subsidized, not necessarily subsidized, but offered at a lower rate to allow for hardworking Ghanaians to be able to live as well. This is not only an investment, this is social impact, and that you're giving back to the community without trying to be a savior of the community. So this is something to think about. I know there's a lot of developers here now doing a lot of different things here in Ghana. Majority of them are for the luxury market. There are a few of them for the middle class market, but that prices out most Ghanaians, because if your house is starting at 30,000 US, there's no way a regular Ghanaian who's a teacher, nurse, or some other professional can afford that, because the salaries here are low. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, you can do investment where you build your own community, or not even community, but you build on your own land. You get land in a desirable area of Accra, or you get land further out, let's say in Winneba. But it's not that far, and it's a college town. College students and high school students. So let me tell you something about the education system here. All schools, including primary schools and nursery schools, provide housing for students. Hostel, basically they call it a hostel. It's not the kind of hostel you may think, but they stay at a school hostel just for the students, and they have people working there who oversee the children. Now this is a standard thing across Ghana, and people of all income ranges basically do this. Here's the thing, opportunity, because there's not enough student housing. So if you can build a student housing in places where there are a lot of schools, Ghana, but Africa in general overall has the youngest population in the entire world. Here in Ghana, you have about 80% of the population under the age of 35. That should tell you a lot, with about 70% of those under the age of 18. So this is another form of investment you can do when it comes to real estate. There's also many opportunities in commercial real estate. There's not enough warehousing here in the country for, let's say, cold goods, for produce. Let's say things like flowers, to ship flowers. You know, you have to have a certain environment to keep those flowers fresh to ship them. That's the same with a lot of different types of produce. Not enough warehousing facilities here for that. You can provide the facility, you can rent it out to the company, and they pay you a monthly rent while they're making their own profits and working on their own thing. You just own the land and the actual facility, but they use it for their entire business. So there are a ton of opportunities here in Ghana when it comes to real estate investment. So these are things to really think about, take hold of, and consider. And so when we are working with you at Black Unicorn Properties, we think very long-term, very focused on 5, 10, 20 years in the future. We are not short-term thinkers where we just are looking for immediate return. I'm hoping that this information helps you. I'm hoping that you're getting a better understanding of the possibilities and what you can do. Will I go more in depth about this later on and give you more details and more assistance on how to get these things started, how to focus on buying properties that are shells, how to focus on buying commercial real estate for warehouse development, how to focus on really investing in this virgin real estate market, because this real estate market here is a virgin market and is dominated right now by foreigners and very few Ghanaians who are strictly focused on the luxury market, and they are doing extremely well in that area. But my focus and the focus for Black Unicorn Properties and Black Unicorn Academy is never luxury. It's about the people. It's about the working class. It's about helping people get to the middle class. It's about serving the everyday regular people and allowing them to have dignity by having good housing. Because if you saw how people live here, you would be in shock to know that they work every single day, but yet trying to save enough money to pay a year's rent because the rents have been skyrocketed is almost impossible. So I'm about the people. I hope you all are about the people too, and then let's go in and just make this happen. I will continue to educate you, help you to understand possibilities here in Ghana and how to achieve those goals, you know, as well as giving you information and insight on where the land is, why you should invest in that area, the potentials for investment in that area, or the negatives of investing in a particular area. I'm going to bring you more information. Thank you for joining us in Black Unicorn Academy. Make sure you check out the checklist that I created on real estate investment, and we will connect again soon. Bye.